Saram students, I hope you all are fine. Let us continue with the lesson of political science, that is lesson number 4, key elements of a democratic government. Now children, let's recap what we have learned in this lesson so far. We have learned about South Africa, that is the various races of people who live in Africa, and about participation, that is how do people participate in a democratic country, and other ways of participating, that is people they can also participate by taking an interest in the working of the government and by criticizing it when required, and people they can express their views against government's wrong decisions by holding dharnas, rallies, strikes, signature campaigns, etc. And people they can also participate by organizing themselves into social movements and seek to challenge the government and its functioning, and need to resolve conflict, that is government it plays a major role in resolving the conflicts if they occur among people of different cultures, religions, regions, etc. And we have seen one example, that is religious processions and celebrations they can sometimes lead to conflicts. Children, today let us see another example and why there is a need to resolve that conflict, and we will also learn about equality and justice. Now children, let's see another example for need to resolve conflict. Children, do you know that rivers too can become a source of conflict between states? That is, a river, it may begin in one state, flow through another, and end in a third. So this may also be a reason for conflict. And the sharing of river water between different states that the river goes through is becoming an issue of conflict. For example, children, you may have heard about the Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Children, if you look here in the map, you can see the river water is flowing from Karnataka towards Tamil Nadu. So this also can be a reason for conflict. So children, which water dispute is between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu? Kaveri water dispute is between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. And children, the water stored in Krishna Raja Sagara Dam, that is in Karnataka, it is used for irrigating number of districts for meeting the needs of the city of Bangalore. This means that the state in which the river is, they make a dam over there. So the water is stored in that dam. And in Karnataka, Krishna Raja Sagara Dam is used for irrigating, and it is also used by number of districts that are there, and also for meeting the needs of the city of Bangalore. And the water stored in Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu, it is used for crops grown in the delta region of that state. This means in Tamil Nadu, water is stored in Mettur Dam. And what is it used for? It is used for crops that are grown in the delta region of that state. And children, how can a conflict arise here? A conflict, it arises because both dams are on the same river, and the downstream dam, which is in Tamil Nadu, it can only be filled up if water is released from the upstream one located in Karnataka. This means that a conflict, it can arise because both dams are on the same river. We know that the water, it flows from the upstream dam. So here it flows from Karnataka and it goes to the another state of Tamil Nadu. That is, Tamil Nadu is a downstream dam. And when does it get water? When the water is released from Karnataka, that is from the upstream dam, then only it reaches the downstream dam. So because of this, conflict can arise. Therefore, both states, they can't get as much water as they need for the people in their states, and this leads to conflict. Then who has to step in? The central government. It has to step in and see that a fair distribution is worked out for both states. This means that this conflict is resolved by the central government, and it sees that a fair distribution of water is given to both the states. Now let's see another topic, equality and justice. Children, one of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. And equality and justice, they are inseparable. Children, we have already learnt about equality in our previous lessons. So, one of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. And the earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by law. This group of people, they were denied education, transport or medical facilities, and even the chance to offer prayers. Children, we have learnt about Dalits, we have learnt about untouchables, and in this lesson also we have learnt about blacks, how they were denied the basic facilities, isn't it? So, the earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by law. And Dr. Ambedkar and our constitution makers, they realized that such practices must not continue, and that justice can only be achieved when people are treated equally. This means that Dr. Ambedkar and constitution makers, they felt that all the sections of the people, they should be treated equally. So they wanted justice and equality for all the people. And the government also recognizes this and makes special provisions for groups within society that are unequal. For instance, in our society, there is a general tendency to value and care for the boy child more than the girl child. This means that society does not value the girl and boy equally, and this is unjust. This means that there is a tendency in our society, they treat boys more than the girls. That means boys and girls, they are not treated equally. So the government, it recognizes this and it makes some special provisions for groups that are within the society that are unequal. And so in this context, the government steps in to promote justice by providing special provisions that can enable girls to overcome the injustice that they are subjected to. Thus, it is possible that fees for girls might be waived or lowered in government schools or colleges. This means that girls also should be given justice and they should be treated equally. So, the government, it might waive the fees of the girl child, or they may lower it in government schools or colleges. And in this way, the girls also can get opportunities and they can get good education. So, who steps in to promote justice by providing special provisions? The government steps in to promote justice by providing special provisions, and this will enable the girls to overcome the injustice that they are subjected to. Now children, let's recap what we have learned in this lesson. Children, today we learned how rivers also can become a source of conflict between states. That is, a river, it may begin in one state, flow through another and end in a third. We learnt about Kaveri water dispute between two states, that is between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and the water that is stored in Krishnaraja Sagara Dam, which is in Karnataka, it is used for irrigating a number of districts and for meeting the needs of the city of Bangalore, while the water that is stored in Mettur Dam, which is in Tamil Nadu, it is used for crops that are grown in the delta region of that state. So, the downstream dam in Tamil Nadu, it gets filled only if the water is released from the upstream dam that is located in Karnataka. Therefore, both states, they can't get as much water as they need for people in their states, and this may lead to conflict. And the central government, it has to step in and see that a fair distribution is worked out for both the states so that the people of both the states can get enough water. And we learned about equality and justice. That is, one of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. And equality and justice, they are inseparable. And the practice of untouchability is now banned by law in order to bring equality and justice in the society. And the government also takes steps to bring girl child on equal level with the boy child. Now children, let's have a quiz. Match the following. Column A. First one, untouchability. Second one, equality and justice. Third one, Afrikaans. Fourth one, Hector Peterson. Fifth one, people elect leaders to represent them. Now let's read column B. A, through voting. B, black. C, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. D, whites. E, key elements of democracy. Now let's match column A with column B. First one, untouchability. What's the correct answer? Yes, C, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So, first one we will write there C. Second one, equality and justice. What are equality and justice? We know that they are inseparable and they are key elements of democracy. So, we will write second one as E. Third one, Afrikaans. What's the correct answer? Yes, D, whites. Fourth one, Hector Peterson. What's the correct answer? Yes, Hector Peterson was black. So, fourth one we'll write it as B. Fifth one, people elect leaders to represent them. What's the correct answer, children? Yes, they do it through voting. So, we'll write fifth one as A. Now, children, let's do multiple choice questions. First one, the two states involved in the Kaveri water dispute are A, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, B, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, C, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, D, Orissa and Kolkata. What's the correct answer, children? Yes, A, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The two states involved in the Kaveri water dispute are Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Second one, which of the following dams is used for irrigation in Karnataka? A, Hirakud Dam, B, Tehri Dam, C, Bhakra Dam, D, Krishnasagar Dam. What's the correct answer? Yes, D, Krishnasagar Dam. Krishnasagar Dam is used for irrigation in Karnataka. Third one, Dash does not value the girl and boy child equally, and this is unjust. A, people, B, society, C, community, D, none of these. What's the correct answer, children? Yes. B. Society. Society does not value the girl and boy child equally, and this is unjust. Very good, children, those who have guessed the answers correctly. Children, today we have completed lesson number 4 of political science. I hope you have understood all the topics clearly. So children, read the lesson thoroughly. Till we meet again, goodbye children.